and a very warm welcome and good morning to you from Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios here in Dawson Road in Colombo. Joining me this morning is, as usual, the veteran journalist Bandula Jayasek, who served time as a diplomat too. Good morning, Bandula.
Morning for us.
And how are you?
In white. What happened to the blue shirt?
Just slight change. And we are also joined by Sanjeeva Ranatunga, political analyst, businessman, and member of the very famous Ranatunga family. A very good morning to you.
Very good morning, friend.
How are you?
Doing fine. Waiting to see how the country goes.
Good, excellent. We're all waiting, actually. We're all waiting. Bandula, I noticed that there's an article in one of the papers today that the prices of cigarettes have gone up yet again. It's the only thing that's been constant in my life anyway. At every budget, anywhere in the world, the cigarettes get hammered. Does it make a difference, do you think?
I'm sure, but now I think the cigarette smoke has gone down. The younger generation doesn't smoke. I think only people of your generation smoke, not much of the younger generation. But my question for us is that, okay, there's so much of money spent on these cigarettes, to counter these cigarettes, right? I mean, some people are asking, why don't you then ban it completely? Every year it's, tax are raised, and so much of money to prevent people from smoking. It's confusing. It happens everywhere in the world.
But let's get a view from a sportsman, as Sanjeeva
and
was.
a fellow smoker.
Oh, yes, no. Okay. Do you smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
But as from a...
That's the only... there are few bad things I don't do.
So
there are few bad things I do too, but these are things that I don't do.
You know that your wife is watching the program, don't you?
I don't think she'll have time to, because she has to drop my kids today.
Today she's got a day off. You don't know that.
I'm getting scared now.
So what do you think? Do you think from a sports point of view, health point of view, do you think smoking...
Yes, I think, there are many kinds of smoking, but cigarette is something that you have to really get away from. But certain people use that as an excuse. They say it relaxes them, their stress reliefs, all that are psychological things that they think. But I think tobacco is not good for health. People should understand that. We are trying to do that. I think as a government point of view, they're spending a lot of money on it, like Bandhu you said. It has to happen. But then again, it's another way of generating money for the country. That's what they do. Every government increases prices. And I think people will understand that.
But do you think raising the taxes will help reduce the...
you will have a resistance, it's when the economically people are not doing well, people can think that they'll stop, but then again a person who's addicted to that, that's the last thing he's going to stop.
But it has come down drastically.
Yes,
it has come down.
It's not because of the tax increases, but it's because of the knowledge they have given. They have said that, they have put pictures, they have said not to smoke. I think it has really, this is the problem in this country. The people are not educated. Though we talk about literacy in this country, people are not educated.
Yes, that's very interesting. One of our regular viewers told me that there is a big difference between literacy and knowledge.
I totally agree.
And so to the Master Mariner from Ratmalana, thank you for that. We have somebody agreeing with you.
And also we were discussing earlier, for us, common sense, basic knowledge. Common sense is the most important thing.
Sanjeeva, politically, you're from a family that politics is its middle name. What do you feel? How's the country doing?
Let me describe as this. Some people say middle name is cricket, some people say politics. Looking at those two, what I say is that in this country, I don't know the experience in other countries, I think politically how people take decisions is not good. I think this is the mistake is not only on the politician, but as people, we are the ones who are getting them to power, and we take decisions on our personal agendas, and I call it, because we are selfish, we want to get something done rather than on those parties' policies, what they are going to do for the country. That's not our view. We look at only personal things and we decide on our political agendas.
That's sad, though.
It is. I think it has been the system in this country. Like you explain it to me, it's the knowledge people has to understand why we form a government. Easy to get our personal favors done, or they should understand when a country runs properly, when the country grows, automatically our lifestyle grows. But group of people try to get the shortcuts, and they get the benefit. Ultimately, the other people suffer because of this quota of people who are trying to get their personal agendas. So I think this has to be addressed. People has to have that knowledge. I call it reverse psychology, that you have to start doing, and then you will understand what's going in the country.
Well, that's very well explained, isn't
Yeah,
it?
definitely.
And for all those things he said that he can't say on other.
Yeah, that's, he was using reverse psychology on us. That's what he did.
Well, we are noted for Humpty and Dumpty, Laurel and Hardy are known to ask all the awkward questions. So let's ask this awkward question and get it out of the way. We are talking about the appointment of the latest chairman of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority. His name also happens to be Ranatunga. He's your brother. The minister in charge of the subject is also called Ranatunga, and he's your brother too. How can Arjuna Ranatunga, this most lovable man whom Sri Lanka all loves, because he is the 1996 World Cup winning captain, Captain Cool, hard stance on nepotism, and then he appoints his brother as chairman ports.
Okay.
Why?
For us, give me a little time, because it's. I think I need to explain this in a very, very open manner.
Yes.
See, if it was me, who, the minister, I wouldn't have asked get my brothers or cousins into any of the government positions, because I have if I am a minister, I have my private, you say private secretary, coordinator,
staff,
personal staff. I can have them if I want somebody who I can trust to give me the feedback of these proposals, policies, whatever. But going back again, it's not me, it's Arjuna. See, I can't understand the meaning of nepotism. See, I think that's why I said, if my brother, because I'm a politician, and if my brother is targeted because of politics, I don't agree. But if he is suitable for that job, I think he should be given that job. Right? I'll give you my experience. I played test cricket. I played 13 test matches. When I was playing the 12th test match also, I had an average of 72. But last test match, I couldn't get runs. I got run out and we were going for a... But those are excuses. And I got out, 2 low scores, my average went down to 36. Still I had a good average at that time, when you look at the side. But still people said, I'm playing because of my brothers. So it can be a reason like that, who wants to get into that position, or people who use real nepotism, you call it. The power, your power you use to do wrong things is nepotism. But if you are doing for the right cause, I don't have a problem with that. But saying that again, I think in this, I said this culture has to change. Because if you look at UNP, SLP, everybody, when they are forming a government, they say we are going to give our people, supporters, jobs, that and this. They don't talk about the country. So a person who helped Arjuna during the campaign, he must have thought, okay, I want to give him also that. See, these are things. So it has to change. I don't agree with this, what he did. But I hope that with a good conscience that he wants to do right thing, he wants somebody trustworthy. That's all I expect. But we have to wait. It can be my brother. If it's wrong, it is wrong. Okay, so we'll wait and see how he performs there. And in my case, I wouldn't have done that. My father wouldn't have done that. He had his personal stuff, the brother's work, but he never gave his. Probably we didn't have the capabilities too young and didn't want to put there. But then again, I think these are things we have to look at it in a broad mind and to see how it goes. And I think this system has to change.
But yes, good explanation. And but the thing is that Arjuna Ranatunga enjoys such a soft spot in all our minds and our hearts, really, that more or less he can do what he wants, and we will understand that. And I think he's built himself anyway a reputation that he's a no-nonsense man, and therefore perhaps having his brother close to him, because this court is a very has been known to be a very corrupt place, and so perhaps you're right, he needs somebody whom he can trust implicitly, just like the former president trusted his brother Gotabaya implicitly to fight the war on terror, and we can't take that away from Mr. Gotabaya.
I totally agree. I hope Arjuna will not do the wrong things what Mr. Gotabaya did, like avant-garde incidents. I think if it happens, then people will shoot the gun at him. See, Arjuna has won the World Cup. All that matters, okay. We'll give that all credit to him. But now he's a politician. He has to run the country. He must take decisions in the interest of the country. See, you say he's a loving, he's a very popular guy. We like to see him doing well. I'll tell you, when he was playing cricket, he was the most unpopular guy because he used to take some of the decisions are very hard, and he was not popular. But all of a sudden we won the World Cup. Everybody started to be very happy. They loved him. Now he has become a politician. The game has changed. He can't run on that cricket thing. He has to change. He has to be honest to the country. He has to he has to show the country, everybody are looking at him to see he's doing the right thing, not unlike other politicians. The message he has to give is the right one. I'm waiting to see whether he's giving that right message. I can be the brother, but I'm very critical
instead of the big brother watching, the younger brother is watching.
I'm sure Captain Cole will take particular note of the fact that his younger brother, you, are keeping a watch on him.
I'm very critical. Any other brothers?
Perhaps even better than the People's Channel keeping a watch on him. He's probably more scared of what you are.
Yeah, because he's known as the radical and the prodigal brother in the family.
See, I don't see, everyone is a brother to me. Everyone is, in a country we all citizens, whether it's Buddhist, Christian, any religion, anything. We all have to live in this country. The politician should be equal to everybody. That's how I feel. I want to be like that, a person. But this culture is such a corrupt culture. People are selfish and the country is going in the wrong direction, and people are responsible because we are the ones who are promoting these politicians. Having
said all that, there was a collective interview of Sir Gary Sobers, easily the world's greatest all-rounder in cricket, and it gave me so much of happiness when I heard Sir Gary Sobers describe Arjuna Ranatunga as, he said, he is my protege, and that put Sri Lanka on the map forever and ever and a day. So Arjuna Ranatunga has done his bit for Sri Lanka's sport, and we hope that now that he's given the opportunity, he will do Sri Lanka's ports a good deal.
Hopefully, we are waiting to see, and people are looking at him, especially this brother, waiting to see how he reacts. And I have been very critical, whether it's a brother, cousin, father, mother. I have been standing for right. I hope he'll do the right thing.
I am sure, well, we all hope that he will. On this note, and you'll understand all about this, it's time to take a break. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Newsline, live from the Newsfirst studios in Dawson Road in Colombo. And we are here with Sanjeeva Ranatunga and Bandula Jayasekara. Bandula, what do you think? We haven't heard of, there are many investigations, many claims that were made. Hardly any progress.
Well, and I'm sure you read about that Nishantha Wickramasinghe is missing, they say.
Yes, what's happened to him?
Yeah, I'm sure, I mean, this is, you know, I don't know whether even media should report on those, you know, they are saying it's missing, you know, for a long time. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is what when we discussed with Maitri also yesterday, you know, Gunratna, I mean, this really is a media circus. I mean, come on.
I noticed that, you know, those days we had, there were names in the news all the time. And those names were Lalit Veeratunga, Gamini Senarat, Sajin Vaskanawardena, Ajit Nivad Cabral, P.B. Jayasundra. These were the names that made the news. Today, whilst we have seen all these other names, one name conspicuous because we don't hear about it is Gamini Senarat. I mean, there were two presidential secretaries. We had Lalit Veeratunga. He's in a lot of trouble at the moment. But I haven't heard of Gamini Senarat.
Yeah, he was the chief of staff as well as the additional secretary. Where is he?
I think he was called several times for that special unit. I don't know what happened. In fact, this is what certain people, when they wanted to... See, it shouldn't be a political tool to run this country. These names should come as an honest process to get the country clean. If they have done, they should be punished and give an example so the next generation of people will not do the wrong thing. What we see is it's a media thing.
Circus, yes, it's a media circus.
Actually, that's right. It is almost a circus.
And also, I'm saying for us, sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, sometimes pot calling the kettle black, you know, so I mean, just because you cross over to the present government, does that mean that they are honest and clean?
That's right.
You know, you come into power, then you are fine. You know, then you have, your wrongs are forgotten.
But sometimes, what I've noticed is that some of these activities actually have a detrimental impact on our country's image. A case in point is this request from the UAE authorities to freeze some bank accounts. Now, I think the first year law student or even the first year A-level student must know that before you can go outside your country to another territory and ask them to freeze something or not, you must initiate some action in this country. So here we have a situation where nothing has been officially, legally instigated here, and without doing that, they have trooped to Dubai, spending a lot of the public's money and asking for an account to be frozen on very flimsy details. If these details were had any substance, they could have instituted some action here. So it looks like those people outside must be laughing at Sri Lanka and saying, well, what are they doing?
And for us, lots of things are happening in a very piecemeal type, like you said. This is what is happening.
It's just, you know, somebody's thinking, oh yeah, well, okay, we'll do that or we'll do this.
Have they gone to another country and put a case there, or just on personal note?
They've just asked for this.
I don't think any bank or anybody will allow that sort of a request if there's no legal binding for that, because they are answerable to the customer.
You know, and it makes it all the more difficult to understand for me, because when the Prime Minister, our dear Prime Minister, wanted to appoint his governor of the central bank, he chose to ignore the talent that is in this country, and he went outside, you know, Kadetagia, okay, right? And he got this internationally experienced central banker to run the central bank. Surely they could have just given one call to this very experienced and talented man and said, what do you think our chances are if we go to Dubai and scratch our heads and say, do you mind, can you just freeze that for a minute? I am sure Mr. Mahendran would have had a lot to say about it.
But maybe, I'm saying, maybe Nishant Wickramasinghe must be in Dubai. I mean, if they are saying, what I'm trying to say is, how about some posters? Because when you read the newspapers, you discuss about Nishant and said, you can have some posters and say, this is Nishant Wickramasinghe.
That's right.
They say he's not in that address for 3 years.
I don't know.
Who's fooling whom?
Yeah, that's true. I don't buy these things because I think I can remember if they can get KP from a country.
Exactly.
And there were nothing investigated here, but they got him from there straight away
KP,
when India was looking for.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they can't find this person. It's very strange for me. We have a system where when somebody goes to another country, you have the records here where he has gone to. I don't think if you can go to the international level and say that we are looking for this person, give us the details. You can do it.
And it's odd to issue a press statement saying that he's missing. That's not the answer what people want.
Perhaps, Bernardo, do you think that it'll help if we get our producer to put up a slide of Nishant Wickramasinghe as we are speaking, just in case a member of the public has seen him in Colombo or outside or down south, wherever. If you have, by the way, do phone the Central Police number and let them know.
Good idea, Faraz. Very good idea.
Don't you think?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because it's ridiculous. These people, Suda is done, and the things don't look so well. And we had some senior parliamentarian lifting the mace up in the parliament. What do you think Karujaya Surya thought of all that?
That's what, it's sad. You don't expect that from somebody like Dinesh Gunawardena.
Indeed.
Carry it and run. Because he's respected, people like him, but you didn't expect. I don't know what got into Dinesh to do that.
But I think the problem in this country is politicians think that they are above gods even. When they get power, they don't know what they are doing. This is what has happened to this country, and people also treat them like that. So you can't only blame the politician, because the people also think that they are the gods of them. It shouldn't be the same. They are the servants of ours. They are there to look after our future, But the culture is the other way around.
But it's changing also. I mean, people are now, our channel had worked very much towards educating the masses. It's changing, which we will continue to do that.
I totally agree. But tell me, other than this channel, any other channel who has this guts to go and talk like this? So tell me. I don't think there's a single channel. Even when the previous government was there, this channel was very strong. That's why people are still with us. So tell me any other. They were scared to come openly and talk.
Yeah, now, this Tuma culture has to be stopped. It's better to call Faraz Tuma than Tuma,
Yeah.
That has to end.
Well, you see, this is why I say, Vandana, that it's all in the education. And if you were educated by at the school by the sea, you won't have all this business of Tuma.
Then we'll all be at sea. If you educate at the school by the sea.
But they'll be with rudders. It's not like this. Let's ask Sanjay, you're a political analyst. What do you feel? Do you think this government will last 2 years?
I don't know. I'm not a political analyst, but I love politics. I like to talk about politics. I have a lot of trust on these two leaders. I hope Maitri and Ranil will do a good job. It takes little time, to change a system which is very corrupt, very, dictated systems where even the government servants has done so much of corrupt things, and the system itself have those corrupt people in big positions still. So if you are going to have democracy, you can't change those people overnight. You have to have inquiries, look for their faults, then change them. You have to have their commissions set up. There's a system to do if you are looking at democracy. Otherwise you can change the people tomorrow and finish it. But then again we are going back to the past. We shouldn't go there. I like the way they are handling. Only thing is, I see we are little lethargic, but you have to accept, you have to give them little time and see whether they are going in the right direction.
Sanjeeva, you keep talking about time. Let me tell you, let me ask you, or put it another way. 29 electoral losses at different levels. And finally, Ranil Wickremesinghe is Prime Minister yet again, and thanks to the 19th Amendment, Parliament cannot be dissolved, government can be. And Mr. Wickremesinghe has been unable to secure a majority on his own. Instead, he's had to go along to President Sirisena and say, would you please help us out? So, in the goodness of his heart and in the interest of governance, he's done that. But I think that there is some profound concern that Mr. Wickremesinghe is not delivering on the expectations. I am sure the President is deeply concerned about the central bank bond issue, the highway robbery. At least an explanation as to why that happened. A 30 billion rupee saving, as per our dear Prime Minister at an event, at a corporate event in March, he said 30 billion. Last week's cabinet briefing reveals that that 30 billion has suddenly become 9.1 billion. So what happened to the 20 billion? Where did that 20 billion disappear to? So then we have various other issues. We have these one-off taxes that are being proposed by Mr. Wickremesinghe's government. And do you think he's supporting the President fully in all these matters?
I'm not very sure. I see. I was not aware of this incident till you told me. Actually, only hope we had was there was a big hope that Mr. Wickremesinghe was a clean man. But now, suddenly, we see suspicions are coming up, surfacing. So now my thinking is, are these people changing when they get the power?
On that note, we've run out of time. But thank you for your wonderful analysis, and thank you for being on the show. And Bandula, thank you very much
thank you
too. And talking about education, never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. On that note, I wish you a very good morning. Take care.